fuck told y'all to move Annabelle? No. That is a serious question. Who thought it was cute to move her?
Take her ass to the White House. Oh, yes. You're out here in New Orleans, going to San Antonio, going to Pennsylvania. Take her ass to the White House.
Hello, what's up, folks? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing great wherever you're watching me from on this very day. Now, today we're diving into something creepy, something controversial, and kinda hilarious at once. We're talking about the Annabelle doll. Yes, that Annabelle. For those of you living under a rock, or for those of you who are just wisely avoiding horror movies, Annabelle is supposedly a haunted doll made famous by the Conjuring universe. That's a movie, again, to those who have chosen to live under a rock. This movie is inspired by real-life paranormal investigations by Ed and Lorraine Warren. Annabelle isn't just a movie fiction. It's allegedly based on a real Raggedy Ann doll, said to be possessed by some demonic spirit. Now, this doll that has been used in the movie, of course, it's not the real one, but there is the real doll, the one that is allegedly possessed by these unknown demonic spirits. Now, that doll, for many decades, it has been put or stored and locked away in some glass case in the Warrens Occult Museum in Connecticut for decades, by the way. This is not something that has been locked probably recently, I mean. It's something that has been locked up for decades. But here's the wild part. You know the way a musician or a rock band can go for tour? Yes, the same way a musician or a rock band can be on tour, the haunted doll is set to go for an American tour, a whole haunted doll tour, like some kind of cast rock star, you know. So naturally, the internet has had a lot to say about this, and today we are checking out a special compilation that I put together by black people reacting to this Annabelle doll tour. And before we check out this video, the compilation video, I am going to ask you to click the like button if at all this is the first time you're watching this video, you're coming across this channel, and also consider subscribing to this channel if at all this kind of content resonates with you. Of course, I post these kind of videos, reaction videos. This will be your favorite real talk spot for honest reactions and just a touch of chaos on some days, like probably today. So right away, without wasting any time, let's get into the video, and then after watching the videos, I'll be back with my commentary.
Wait a minute, y'all. Okay, breaking news. I don't even talk about this, but baby, I do not play with these haunted dolls and these spirits. I don't do it. And I didn't know this was a thing until I started watching. I was like, oh, I didn't know this was a thing. So apparently, some white person, you heard me, because I know ain't no black person, I know ain't no Asian, and I know ain't no Hispanic over here playing with haunted spirits. We just do not do that. We may joke around. We may do haunted like little movies and shit. We may even make a haunted ass series on a book, but we ain't really finna touch nothing like that. So I know it had to be a white person. I don't even care. Sorry, white people. You know y'all did this. So apparently they decided to do a world tour on the famous haunted doll Annabelle. Now this is where it gets weird. As soon as she lands, a huge plantation, I think it's been around since slavery. Get it? Because it's plantation. Burnt to the ground. And then 11 convicted people broke out of prison as soon as this bitch landed. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I was so freaking out. Look, baby. oh.
If there's one thing that black folks don't mess with, it's anything haunted. Haunted anything. Haunted ghosts, demons, possessed dolls. That's that's a hard pass for most. You know, a lot of people reacting in these clips were straight up like, nope, absolutely not. Keep that cast thing away from me, my family, my blog, and my entire city. And honestly, I feel them. You know, some folks are consist that wherever the doll goes to, something bad follows, from fires to death to weird paranormal activity. And these people for sure are not trying to test fate by being in the same zip code as Annabelle.
Yep, the CIA is working over fucking time because what do you mean y'all fucking around and moving the Annabelle doll? Who the fuck told you move Anna Banana? Annabelle? Did anyone ask Ed and Lorraine Warren? I don't fucking think so. So why are we moving that bitch around? And I get it. Oh, Ed and Lorraine used to take her on tour. Used to, bitch. Used to. Go put her the fuck back in that motherfucking Conjuring house. Are y'all out of y'all mind? The CIA is working. Not only that, but why the fuck did nobody tell me Annabelle was actually a Raggedy Ann doll? That bitch is a Raggedy... The scariest doll known to man is a Raggedy Ann doll? It has also come to my attention that some people don't know the real origin of Annabelle. So, baby, go get your blankets. Let's get into it. This is her. This is Miss Queen. Yeah, not to be fucked with, not to be played with. Miss Anna Banana is based on real events. Like, this shit really went down. Like, no cap in my rap is real. That's Miss Warren, okay? Yeah, she is hung in a box with a cross. And it says absolutely positively, don't fucking touch this hoe. So the real origin of Annabelle is that in 1971, there were two student nurses. The 28-year-old nurse, and they were both in Hartford, Connecticut. There was another nurse who remains mysterious. Like, no one knows who the other nurse is, bitch. I wouldn't want nobody to know why I'm received Miss Annabelle, or that raggedy ass Ann doll I just showed you, the haunted one. She received it as a fucking gift. It's 3 feet tall, by the way. A couple nights after the nurse, who we shall not name, receives this gift, basically they noticed weird shit happening, occurrences in general areas of the doll. The doll would move, the doll would play tricks, but they just chalked it up, you know, because they're nurses. They went through psychology. They know what the fucking episode is. It was nothing. So then they began to play with the doll. They said, you know what, the doll's moving. Why not play with it? Slowly became a tradition of who can pull off the best gag, which would be hiding it. Who can hide it the best? Who can scare the other person the best with a haunted doll? Of course, Miss Annabelle started playing too, right? So the two nurses, they stopped because they were freaked out. But Miss Annabelle said she was not done, and she started popping up in places she was not supposed to be. So these bitches were scared. They like, okay, if you're not doing it, I'm not doing it. Who the fuck is doing it? After that, the nurses were frightened, and basically they believed that they were prey of otherworldly and demonic forces. They flew to a medium, and the medium proclaimed that the doll was hunted by a girl by the name of Annabelle. Not only did this bitch keep playing with the doll, but they decided to hold an occult ritual that basically was a fucking seance with this doll. Check for spirits and verify the medium's initial findings, and Annabelle was a 5-year-old kid who had once been struck and killed by a car right outside the fucking nurse's apartment, who got the doll. What did they do? They started treating the doll like a child. She kept the doll. They said, oh, the medium, oh, it's not really demonic or nothing like that. It's just a little girl. Okay. So what did they do? They started buying it toys, clothes, jewelry, candy, and actually like treating it as a living child. Basically, the nurse who got the doll and Annabelle became inseparable. But the loving nature of this relationship, it didn't last. The nurses began to hear knocking sounds in their house. They saw something worming in the walls, like moving. They saw the lights go red. It was getting bad. The beds were shaking, rattling. Temperature was cold. The doll would turn its face around. It was getting bad. It was getting bad. Basically, that bitch drove everybody crazy. You know, I'm gonna tell y'all the rest of the story because I'm already at 3 minutes, and 3 minutes don't do well. But yeah, so the fact that they're moving it to like a display place to like show people like, oh, let's come fuck with the doll. I don't think we should do that. That's how she got started. Somebody moved her when they were supposed to. Bitch, put the doll back. Put the doll back.
Good morning. This message is for the man that's in charge of taking Annabelle throughout this country on the Devil on the Run tour. Come here, sir. Take her ass to the White House. Oh, yes. You're out here in New Orleans, going to San Antonio, going to Pennsylvania. Take her ass to the White House. Okay? In the middle of the night, they are stripping away our benefits. They are trying to erode our rights. They are coming after this democracy. Take her ass to the White House. Christians, if you believe that there's a heaven and you believe in God, then at the other end of that spectrum, there's Lucifer, there's the devil. You have to believe in him also, or it don't work. Take her ass to the White House. Okay, the Warrens already told us not to move Annabelle. Y'all don't listen. It's 2025. Y'all like to find out. Take her to the White House. They have already indicted a sitting member of Congress. Okay, they are trying to use our military against us. They are coming after the free press and freedom of speech and anybody that oppose them. Take her ass to the White House and let them do what they do. Okay, thanks.
But not everyone was buying the hype. A few people in the video or on social media are like, come on now, it's just a doll, it's a movie prop, chill. To them, the whole thing is just for entertainment. It's a clever publicity stunt that plays into urban legends and fear-mongering. And then there were the real comedians of TikTok. You know, the ones who were saying that... ship that thing to Washington, D.C. Let it visit the White House. Maybe it'll handle what the Congress can't. Look, whether you think Annabelle is cast or just cast with good PR, the reactions say a lot about how different communities relate to supernatural or to the supernatural. For some, it's a joke. For others, it's not something to play with at all. So tell me, where do you stand? Tim, it's just a doll, or Tim, don't even say her name in my house.
Now here's the thing, even though they said never move her, they have taken her on tour before. I think the difference between now and then is that on the previous tours, she was accompanied by a Warren. And this time, whatever entity is in here has had enough. They are on a retribution tour. Because not only has the largest plantation been burnt to the ground and then reignited when they put the fire out, but prisoners escaped in Louisiana, where she is currently at. Or she was there. She's in Texas right now, and there's like 3 or 4 more stops on her tour. But since she's in her retribution and revenge era, here are some places that I would add to her list. Number 1, Carlisle Indian School. Actually, while we're at it, let's just add all the residential schools. Mount Rushmore. Hold on, let me get my iPad out. I made a list. Flint, Michigan, ICE detention centers. Washington, D.C., Fort Snelling, Minnesota, Mankato, Minnesota, Jackson, Mississippi, anywhere there's a man camp, Penn Cove, Washington, Alcatraz Island, your ex-boyfriend's house, Rosewood, Florida, Central Park, Manzanar, Angel Island, and the Vatican Archives. I'm sure I'm missing a few stops on her tour. What would you add? Maybe this should be a world tour.
So, I just found out that the doll Annabelle is touring around America. I don't know what the fuck. And people are saying, oh, if Annabelle's gonna be touring, since whomever didn't listen to the final wishes of the people who own Annabelle and said to just leave it the fuck alone, since y'all don't like to do that, people are saying, take it to DC. Take the motherfucking bear to DC. I mean, the doll to BC, the demon-filled doll. I just need us to understand that we are in a timeline where we are rooting for a demon-filled doll to save us from the oligarchy. We're rooting for a demon to save us from our government that we technically have a right to overthrow based on the Constitution. Okay.
So, y'all got Annabelle on tour now, like in some kind of celebrity. So y'all didn't believe Ed and Lorraine Warren that it was a demonic presence in the doll. Y'all want to go stir some stuff up. So y'all took this bit. I don't even want no smoke with it. Y'all took the doll out the case and y'all don't tour that to Alabama. Do not tour it nowhere near Alabama. All my Alabamians stand up with me on this one and say go on with that stuff. This generation gets on my nerves. Because why in the Frito Frenuck fuck do you want to tour with a demonic spirit? When your ass start getting possessed and things start happening, they said that's how the Nottaway plantation burned down because the Annabelle was over there. Oh my God.
I heard they taking Annabelle to Washington, D.C. One thing I know is that bitch don't miss. That bitch don't miss.
You know, As always, I'll be waiting to see your comments in the comment section. Let's have a conversation. Let's keep the discussion going on. As always, thanks for watching. Stay safe and I'll see you in the next one.